हमारे बिग आइडिया स्पेशल में एक काफ़ी यूनिक और अनयूजुअल एपिसोड है क्योंकि we are going to take you into the exhilarating world of architecture क्योंकि आज हमारे खास मेहमान हैं Dikshu Kukreja of CP Kukreja Architects, one of India's premier renowned and highly respected architectural firms. We are at the famed Gautam Buddha University in Greater Noida, Delhi. Dikshu Kukreja, wonderful to have you on The Big Idea.
My pleasure.
Really such a pleasure, and thank you for taking permission for us to shoot at Gautam Buddha University.
You're welcome.
I mean, Dikshu, हम सोच भी नहीं सकता कि हमारे देश में ऐसे यूनिवर्सिटी है.
Yeah, it is a pleasure to see. It's something you see and you believe.
Yeah, you can only see and believe it. I mean, सोच भी नहीं सकता. This is one of the most beautiful architectural universities, I think, in the world.
Yeah, it's been awarded like that. So great.
Really, tell us about the award.
Well, it's won lots of international awards, but the most recent one 2 weeks ago was in London, where they've selected this amongst the best designed university campuses in the world.
Wow.
So yes, it's a great feeling to see an Indian campus being recognized at such a
Made
level.
in India, branded
Yes,
campus.
absolutely.
Oh, God bless you. That's what it's
Thank
about.
you.
अच्छा,
Thank you.
हमारे साथ share कर लीजिए your sensational storybook in the architectural world. कैसे unfold हुआ था? Beginning से हमको बता दो.
Okay. Well, I have always been inclined towards architecture. And I remember as a kid going near monuments, sitting there, sketching. And so it's something that was, I think, running in my blood.
पहले में passion था.
Yes, it was
creative
always there. So it was never about what do I want to grow up and do, this or that. It was only this. So it was great that I got into School of Planning and Architecture. And that
Was it difficult?
It's a very competitive exam,
believe
very
that's why I
competitive, and I think it's got even more competitive now.
What are the numbers today? ये पूछना था.
Well, today they have an intake of 120 students, but there are lakhs who apply. So it's a tough admission, but I was fortunate. I got accepted, and actually I topped the entrance exam, so I was lucky to get into the college.
What we're looking at presently, and all of the other projects you've done, we can well imagine.
Oh, thanks. So after School of Architecture, I decided I wanted to do something different and learn architecture, not just about buildings, but the built and the open space. For me, the two go together. It's like a marriage. You can't think of just designing a building and plonking it somewhere. It's about buildings, capturing the open space, and then the ensemble between the two, creating that poetry.
It, and then the...
So that's why I decided to go to a very renowned institution in the US called the Frank Lloyd Wright School of Architecture.
Yes,
so that was
famous.
very interesting because it was all about learning by doing, which means we were just 70 people on the campus, 35 faculty and 35 students. So 1:1. And it was not about just learning how to draw about buildings, but it was about maintenance, construction work. So the moment I landed there, my first task was to build my own shelter in the desert.
So
I had to make my own building. A to Z. So the best one can do at that age is I built a little tent for myself. So I was living in a tent. I was that time 18. No, I'm sorry, I was 23.
23.
I was 23, 22, 23. So it was an amazing experience. And then from there, I got into Harvard. So that was a complete university education in a beautiful setting.
There's nothing more glorious than Harvard.
It was great. It was an amazing experience again.
I have to share, this is interesting because I've met you and you're only telling me now you went to Harvard. They generally say any Harvard graduate, I'm not talking about the other Ivies.
Right.
Within a minute, if they've not told you they graduated from Harvard, you have to wonder. You're very modest. So what was the Harvard experience like?
Harvard experience was just amazing. It was another world. I remember the very first introductory lecture that we got from our dean was that, look, you're here for 2 years. Remember, whether you work or not, you're not going to fail. All of you are going to pass because it's we who have taken the decision to select the best of the best. So you all are going to pass. The matter here is that you have to learn more from each other than you learn from the faculty. And that ended up being such a true experience.
What a narrative. That's very
It was amazing because there it's all about collaboration, collaborative learning, ideation, thinking together creatively. So that was an amazing experience.
Dikshu, this is really, really, I mean, just so phenomenal chatting with you and chatting at Gautam Buddha University. So Dikshu, so you did Harvard, then uske baad kya hua tha?
So from Harvard, after my studies there, I wanted to work with a renowned architect. So I worked with an architect, Kevin Roche, who's designed the UN Towers and the Museum of Metropolitan Art and things like that. So it was great to work with him.
Right,
and then after that, I thought, you know what? I want to go and live in Europe for some time. So I moved to Paris. And I got a job there and I worked for a year there. I didn't get much pay. My salary was nothing literally. But the architect I worked for had promised me that, look, I'll give you the experience of your lifetime. And he lived by his promise. So he took me around every weekend around France, showing beautiful places. So it was an experience. Absolutely. So that was an amazing experience to live in France.
Your journey has been exciting.
Very, very.
I mean,
I no regrets.
Yeah,
no regrets
phenomenal. Acha, और जब आप वापस आया and the type of projects you all have done from the US Embassy, Finnish Embassy, IIM Lucknow, the Delhi Metro, like it's so interesting because they're so unique, they're so diverse.
Right.
How did they all unfold? How did all this?
You know, after I came back and joined, my father had been running this illustrious practice and he is such a visionary himself. He is really the true sort of icon of architecture. And my experience was that I wanted to do niche projects. So for me, it was about not being restricted to being branded as a certain typology architect that you only do universities or you do only schools. I wanted to explore the spectrum of architecture in terms of different building types.
So you would say this was Dikshu Kukreja's USP. आपके ये सोच था कि ऐसे
Yes,
करना.
I definitely felt that. And the other thing I've always maintained since I came back to India and joined was that for me it's not about the volume of work or the number of people you have in your office. It's about the quality. Because I always tell my team that we are here for a certain finite period in this world. But our buildings are going to live their lives beyond us. So it's very important what we create has meaning and is powerful.
Wow, that's really deep and really soulful. अच्छा, आपके जो toughest project अभी तक जो हुआ है, would you say?
Toughest project? That's a tough question, I think, because there are moments in the journey of a project when you're designing that you feel, oh my God, this is probably the toughest thing you've handled. But then it's once the journey of that project is over, you look back and cherish. So while we are on the campus here of Gautam Buddha University, there were times when I used to feel that, my goodness, this is a very challenging project because never before in the history of India had a project of this magnitude and scale been built at that time. So we produced for this project, I remember, 20,000 drawings. And it's all been built in just 3.5 years.
और कब build हुआ था? When was it completed?
This project started in 2007 and it was completed by end of 2010. So in 3.5 years, a university for 5,500 students with 131 buildings on campus were all completed.
And that's a record that आपने 3 साल में
Yes, it is, and that too, with all due regard, for a government project to move that fast, where there were more than 400 contractors working on this site at one time.
Who would you give the credit to that it got completed so fast? Mayawati? I mean,
she was the chief minister who had this real vision to create a global university. So it was her vision which was being driven by a very, very accomplished team from the government side. So the Greater Noida Authority, which was given the charge of building this university, they were phenomenal. They made sure they worked day and night. I mean, the team from the engineers of the university, they used to be working here sometimes 24/7. So
I mean, they should
incredible.
get how large is this?
This campus area is 511 acres and the total built up area is 75 lakh square feet.
So can you imagine in 3.5 years, इतने जल्दी में इतने बढ़िया सा project खत्म करने में कोई आसान चीज नहीं है.
It's not. I mean, comparable to this scale projects have sometimes taken 15, 20, 30 years in our country.
Interesting.
So
That's very
in that
interesting.
sense, yeah, it's very refreshing to see that where there's a will,
Yeah.
there's a way.
Okay,
It happens.
that's great to know in India. Yeah. We Indians are resilient, right?
Right,
In the end.
absolutely.
Okay, tell me, you talk about urban planning or the smart cities. Urban planning में क्या नया चीज निकल रहा है?
See,
to benefit
Indian
India.
cities are really on the threshold of development. If you look around the world,
Right.
how many such countries would be there in a position which are at the cusp of development? The West has already, the Western world, the cities are all established, even in terms of built environment, new built environment, they only
Right.
do renovations of buildings and some new buildings.
Correct.
While in India, the way we have grown and with a 1.3 billion population, there's a lot to be developed. So I think from that point of view,
Right.
there is so much in architecture, the opportunities that are there. But
Right.
what we must remember is that for us, we should learn from both the worlds. The
Okay.
Western world in
Right.
terms of their sort of being adept towards technology and being able to work in a very professional environment, timelines, cost parameters, all these are very well maintained. Quality, these are important parameters from the Western world that we can learn.
Yeah.
From the Eastern world, I think we can learn about how you can respect your tradition. So whether it is Japan, whether it is Korea, there's a lot to
China,
learn. China as well sometimes.
Thailand.
But the fact that, they are able to develop,
Correct.
not at the cost of tradition, but along with tradition.
Beautiful, beautiful. What a learning curve our conversations with you are. Dikshu, I want to ask you, एक और concept जो काफी prominent है world over is smart cities.
Right.
So चाहे इंडिया में हो, चाहे abroad में हो, आप ज्ञान शेयर कर लीजिए smart cities के बारे में.
Smart cities ऐसी चीज़ है that it is a new concept coming into India, of
Correct,
course, but it
correct.
has been there around in the world. And for me, when I'm trying to explain about what smart cities is, sometimes I give this story about the fact that for us in India right now, it's like the story of the elephant and the 4 blind men. Because different
What a
people,
metaphor.
different people have a different interpretation of what a smart city is. So at the moment, I think first of all, it's a great vision that the PM has come up with to smarten our cities. It's high time we did that. Having said that, I think smart cities is more than just information technology. It's more than just Wi-Fi. It's also uplifting the quality of your habitat. So whether it's water supply, 24/7 electricity,
Infrastructure,
sewage,
basically,
yeah.
basic
But
infra-
more than that,
Okay.
I also feel it's about bringing an urban spirit, a spirit of publicness into our cities. When we go to the West, why do we relish Trafalgar Square or in New York, the Central Park, or so many such public spaces we celebrate? Now here in India, we have those spaces, whether it's Connaught Circus or other parts of the city, other places, all of them have that. But we need to make them far more approachable, people friendly, more appealing. They should be public facilities. Safety is a very big issue. So if we do all this, and I think for this, it's as much citizen involvement. We can't just sit back over cocktails and say that, oh, nobody's doing anything to our cities. I think we need to do it ourselves too. So if we can
civic
all take
responsibility is
it's
what
a
you're
must.
saying,
It's a must, which is the way, only way. You can't wait, not do your bit and expect someone else to do it. So let's all smarten up and our cities will be smart.
How amazing. Wow, that's so true. अच्छा, आपके opinion में, expert opinion में, the next big architectural idea or wowsy component or factor?
Yeah, I think about that sometimes.
Oh,
For me,
interesting.
I think there's been this entirely for decades, we've been infatuated by the fact that we need to go taller, we need to go higher, that land is more expensive, so we go taller. Now that of course is going to happen and has been happening over the last 100 years.
Okay.
For me, the next big thing I feel is that we'll start thinking about the same piece of land, why don't we go underground also?
जैसे दुबई में हो रहे हैं.
जैसे दुबई में जैसे 2000 साल पहले in China they could do underground
अच्छा,
cities
हाँ.
and in 100 years
Very
ago they could do that in Montreal.
हाँ.
I think we can do that very easily here, and by the way that's very environment friendly as well.
हाँ, I was gonna
so
put-
I see that as the next big thing where we start exploring uninhibitedly the fact of how we can create underground architecture.
अभी फिलहाल में हुआ है ऐसे कुछ और खाली आइडिया है?
No, it's beginning to happen. Like I
Okay.
said, there are
Kahan?
global examples.
हाँ,
At
नहीं,
the
global,
moment,
India में भी.
no, I'll tell you about another example. In Malaysia, our firm has just been selected amongst top 5 architects of the world to design an entire new Kuala Lumpur capital city.
I don't
A
believe
commercial
it. So
city.
CP Kukreja architectural firm has gone global.
Yes, it has. It has been global.
It has
for a
been global,
But this
okay.
project is the largest of its kind in the world, where we have to design 10 crore square feet. And the best part about it is that the client has accepted our idea of making it underground city as well. So
This is
not just
incredible.
skyscrapers. So it's really
Dikshu,
incredible.
this is going to be
And
incredible.
the jury
Huh.
comprises of the Prime Minister himself and the Finance Minister and the big shots of the out there.
और कितने साल लगेगा जब शुरुआत होएगा और खत्म होने में?
Well, because this is really massive,
Yeah.
the way we see it, it's going to take another 10 years. So ideally, as the Prime Minister there feels that we should be able to finish that by 2025, 2026.
That is phenomenal. I mean, that's really, really mind-blowing. अच्छा, आप इतने successful architect हो with a global presence. You know, somebody who's going to go to college, who's graduating, इनके लिए easy है to become an architect? इनके लिए easy है to get a good job in an architectural firm?
That's a good question, because I do feel that this profession, like any other profession, can only sustain itself if we continuously have good creative people coming into this profession. So for the budding architects, I would say that A, there's plenty of scope.
Okay.
B, there is a lot of opportunity in India, and there are various colleges and so many have opened and things like that. But what is most important is that it is a very grueling profession, and it's a very challenging profession in the sense that here you marry, there's a marriage between aesthetics, art, and artistic sensibilities, and a real technology engineering mindset. So you need to have
All three,
both, at least here in your mind, capability wise, then you can really do well as an architect.
Like literally in sync and in balance.
You need to,
Yeah.
because it's really, you're not just doing something on a canvas, you're building something
correct.
which needs to be built and be sustained
And utilized.
and utilized.
Yeah.
So
And
yes,
like you said, it's future.
utility,
Yeah.
it's beauty, and it's sustainability.
I mean, Dikshu, this has been so refreshing, such a learning curve, so inspiring.
Thank you. It's a pleasure. It's a
Really, I've
pleasure.
enjoyed, understanding what the architectural world is all about, and we wish you all the success and glory, especially in Malaysia.
Thank you very
so
much.
much. Great to have
Thank
had you
Thank
on The Big
My
Idea.
pleasure.
Thank you. Thank you. I end this episode with Dikshu's vision statement for Bahut Safar, a quote by Winston Churchill no less. First we shape our buildings, and then our buildings will shape us.